All right, welcome back to the Hotspot. Our friends at the University of Guam Theater are proudly presenting its upcoming production of, get this, I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. I want to say my prom date may have uttered those words to me like way back in the day and everything, but you know, that is beyond the point of this interview. And this musical comedy review is equal parts hysterical and touching, tackling the trials and tribulations of modern love, from first date meetups and late night texting, saucy, to slow dances after years together. We have Kayla and Troy here, and we are talking about this. Hafa guys.
Hafa.
Welcome, Kayla. Good to see a fellow Triton alum.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay, Troy, maybe contextualize this for us with this play, because obviously it's very, very contemporary, it's very modern, and kids today are using, you know, like apps, mobile services, you know, online stuff for like everything, especially when it comes to dating. Is that a topic that has really been addressed by the theater community like today? I don't think the Bard himself ever covered that, right?
No, the Bard certainly did not, but this production
I think I missed that part in Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. This production certainly does. It's a 2018 revision of the longest running off-Broadway play of all time. So it's a
Oh, this is Cats.
No, Cats is Broadway.
It is Broadway, that's right.
Off-Broadway, and all off-Broadway means is the amount of seats in the house.
Right. And that's why you're the best at this. You know.
So this show is meant to be in places with like 100 people. It's about relationships. It's about people trying to make connections with each other, right? So it starts from getting ready for your first date. We have a couple of first date scenarios. We have a wedding. We have like a couple trying to be intimate when their kids are doing crazy things.
Oh boy.
We have old people after their loves have passed, right? So it goes through this arc.
And it's multi-generational.
Yes.
Ah, nice.
Yes. So
okay.
Some people will ask if it's okay if they should take their kids. I'm like, you don't want to watch this with your kids, but you might want to watch it with your parents, because it's about relationships and stages, and you'll like talk to each other and have these great conversations. The other thing I say about that is if they're old enough to go to the movies alone, they're old enough to see this show.
And there you go.
Right? So it's very multi-generational. There's themes we all relate to. I saw a woman at opening night. She comes to all of our openings. She has for years, decades.
She's a super fan girl.
Yes.
Justifiably so, because you guys do amazing productions too.
Thank you. We like to think so. We try hard. And I asked her what she thought of the show, and she said, oh, it's really honest. Right? And here Kayla is. She's laughing at this. It is a really honest look at what relationships are like.
Well, Kayla, that is perhaps the best type of feedback, because I mean, it's neither, you know, glowing praise nor is it criticism. I mean, I can think of no better review that somebody could like post on, you know, on social media.
It is very real. It's very relatable to a lot of different generations. I mean, you see it everywhere, no matter what culture you are. Love is in different stages everywhere you go.
Okay, and I mentioned, you know, when I was just talking to Troy, I mentioned, you know, Sir William Shakespeare, kind of like, you know, in joking and everything like that. But of course, the one thing that he did better than anybody who has ever walked this planet, and we talked about earlier, there's 8 billion people on Earth right now. Will, if I may call him that and everything, you know, of course, his writing touched on themes that everybody can understand. So you said, you know, relating, and I think the empathy of this play, everybody that's watching this is going to connect to it on some level, right?
And it's just entertaining because it's at the most dramatic way of presenting it. Yeah. I play the part of a bridesmaid, and just those bridesmaids who have never been the bride. Always there to support, seeing how the process goes, and then maybe hearing how the process is later if they...
So how would you describe your character? Is it more like, you know, supportive and eternally hopeful and optimistic, or just, you know, perpetually tortured soul? Because I could see it going either way.
How I have taken my character is that she is content where she is at, understanding that there are trials, maybe there will be hopes in love, but still just doing my own thing, you know?
That's a beautiful point, and Troy, because, you know, like, again, because this movie is so contemporary, or the movie, I beg your pardon, the play is so contemporary, not everybody believes that time-old, the process of you're going to fall in love, you know, like you finish school, you have the white picket fence, and, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Some people just want to stay single the rest of their life right now, and just like, you know, I'm sane, I do my own thing and everything, and yet I support my friends or my relatives or my parents, you know, unequivocally.
Yeah, I mean, and this show explores some of that. There is a couple that sort of comes back several times through the show. They meet each other in the first date. They're the couple that gets married. They sort of have this anxiety later, like, what are we doing together? and they end the show together, right? So there is that picket fence through line, and there's plenty of other couples that decide, I've got better things to do than you, like him and her and him.
Nice.
Right? They move on to doing other things, and they still end on a really happy note. They're like, this is the best date I've ever had. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. We have 18 cast members, about half are alumni and half are current students.
Wonderful.
It's been great to work with. We have a special sort of Easter egg cameo from some people who've been on this couch many times.
Oh, nice.
They've performed a lot. If a name is coming in your mind, it's probably her that is coming on. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Guam Hogs, the motorcycle group.
No,
But perhaps for the next time.
It's not the Guam Hogs.
That would be amazing.
But think a little bit more of Friends with Instruments fame. And,
I know.
Yeah, we've got them.
Her name may or may not rhyme with noise, as the kids say.
May or may not.
Yeah.
May or may not.
May or
yes.
may not, yeah.
So we have a lot. We've got a couple of really big production numbers where they sound great and they're singing in harmony and they're dancing. And we've got a couple of really small, intimate stories, and every single one draws you in.
Okay, real quick, guys,
way.
I've only got about 30 seconds left before we got to go to commercial break. But Kayla, it's so often said, I've heard about stagecraft, that comedy is perhaps like maybe the most difficult form to do. How challenging is this? And, you know, like you're a class of 2018 and everything, but how tough is it to make sure that when you say a line that is intended to evoke laughter and everything like that, that it gets over well?
The best thing I try to do is just understand exactly what that character is going through at that moment. Like really, you rewatch the scene again and again and just try to visualize what happened before, what happened around it. And once you actually get that joke and then present it to your audience, then they will get it. Because as a performer, you should be able to relay that.
Okay, Troy, I would love to attend some of your lectures on this very topic, because you're talking to a guy who on this very, I've died on stage many, many times trying to, many times during this show, in fact. Okay, so let's talk about show times and where people can get tickets, please.
Okay, so show times are 7 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend. You can get tickets at the door. If you'd like to make reservations, you can send a message to UOG Theater Facebook or Instagram, or call 735-2700.
Okay, does the cast break the fourth wall? Do they ever at any point in the play like address the audience directly?
Kinda, yeah. It's actually written in the play.
Okay, very
for
nice.
some parts, yeah.
Because I've always found, talking about Troy making reservations and everything, I've always found, and I've been to like a few plays, if you're in the front row and the cast is directly like talking, it hits so much harder if you're like, you know, front row center for whatever reason. Yeah. Okay, but these are the professionals and everything like that. Troy, Kayla, thank you very much. Break a leg.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for sharing your talent with us. Thank you for giving us some of your time, everybody. This has been The Hot Spot. We will see you tomorrow.